Welcome back to Facts Repo, your home for the most incredible stories from history. If you enjoy deep dives into fascinating figures and forgotten empires, make sure to subscribe and join our community. Today, we're journeying back to the 14th century, to the heart of a powerful West African empire, to uncover the story of a man whose wealth was so immense, it defies modern comprehension. He wasn't a tech mogul or an oil baron. He was a king, a devout believer, and by all historical accounts, the single richest human being to have ever lived. This is the incredible true story of Mansa Musa, the Golden King of Mali. Imagine a fortune so vast it's practically impossible to calculate. Economists and historians have tried, throwing around figures like 400 billion, 500 billion, even $1 trillion in today's money. But the truth is, his wealth was simply beyond numbers. He controlled the largest gold-producing region in the world at a time when gold was the ultimate measure of power and prestige across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. The Malian Empire, under his rule, was responsible for an estimated half of the entire Old World's gold supply. The source of this incredible fortune was a network of prolific mines, like the legendary Bambuk and Bure goldfields. Musa didn't just possess this wealth, he controlled its very source. Every ounce of gold extracted from these lands was, in essence, his. This gave him a level of economic power that no modern CEO or even nation-state could ever dream of. Born in the late 13th century, Musa came to power around 1312. The story of his ascension is itself a tale of ambition and exploration. His predecessor, Mansa Abubakar II, was not content with ruling a vast land empire. He was captivated by the idea of what lay beyond the great Atlantic Ocean and was determined to explore it. Abubakar II reportedly assembled a massive fleet of 2,000 ships, filled with sailors, artisans, and supplies, and set sail into the unknown, leaving the regency of his prosperous empire in the hands of his trusted deputy, Musa. The king never returned. And so, by a twist of fate, Musa inherited the throne, becoming the 10th Mansa, which means king or emperor in the Mandinka language. He was now the master of Mali. For years, Mansa Musa ruled wisely, expanding his empire's influence and fostering an era of peace and prosperity. He consolidated control over vital trade routes and brought major trading cities like Timbuktu and Gao under his direct rule. But it was a journey he undertook in 1324 that would etch his name into the annals of world history forever. This journey wasn't for conquest or trade, it was a sacred duty, a pilgrimage. As a devout Muslim, Mansa Musa was obligated to perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. But a king like Musa did not travel lightly. He embarked on a procession of such staggering scale and opulence that it sounded more like a legend than a historical event. Contemporary chroniclers from Cairo to Venice were left grasping for words to describe the spectacle. Imagine a caravan stretching as far as the eye could see, a moving city of gold snaking its way across the Sahara Desert. The procession consisted of an estimated 60,000 people. This included a personal retinue of 12,000 attendants, each one dressed in the finest silks and brocades. At the head of this magnificent column rode Mansa Musa himself, preceded by 500 heralds, each carrying a staff made of pure gold. And then there was the gold itself. The caravan included a train of 80 to 100 camels, and each camel was laden with up to 300 pounds of pure gold dust. This wasn't just for show. It was a traveling treasury. As the colossal procession made its way across Africa, Mansa Musa's generosity became as legendary as his wealth. He gave gold to the poor he met along his route. He showered local dignitaries with lavish gifts. When he passed through Cairo, one of the great cities of the medieval world, his benevolence knew no bounds. For the 3 months he stayed in the Egyptian capital, Musa spent and gave away gold with such abandon that he single-handedly altered the city's economy. He flooded the markets with so much gold that its value plummeted. The price of everything else, from bread to textiles, skyrocketed as a result of sudden, massive inflation. He had inadvertently crashed the gold market. According to reports from the time, it took the entire region more than a decade to recover from the economic shockwave of Mansa Musa's visit. This single event demonstrates a level of personal economic influence that is simply unparalleled. One man's generosity had destabilized the economy of an entire region, not through war or policy, but simply by spending his pocket money. But Mansa Musa's journey was about more than just displaying his wealth. It was also a mission of cultural and intellectual exchange. When he finally reached Mecca, he fulfilled his religious duties with humility. On his return journey, he brought back with him scholars, architects, and poets from across the Islamic world. He was determined to transform his empire into a global center of learning and culture. This marked the beginning of a golden age for the Malian Empire, especially for the city of Timbuktu. Under Musa's patronage, Timbuktu was reborn. He commissioned the construction of grand mosques, including the legendary Jingarubber Mosque, which still stands today. He established universities and libraries, most notably the University of Sankore. Scholars from across the world flocked to Timbuktu, which became a bustling hub for the trade of not just salt and gold, but also of knowledge and ideas. The city's libraries housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on subjects ranging from astronomy to law. Mansa Musa had successfully put his empire on the map. Before his Hajj, West Africa was a mysterious and poorly understood region to much of Europe and the Middle East. After his pilgrimage, Mali and its Golden King were featured on world maps, most famously on the 1375 Catalan Atlas, which depicts Mansa Musa sitting on a throne, holding a golden nugget, a symbol of his immense power. He had transformed the world's perception of his kingdom. However, the story of Mansa Musa is also a cautionary tale about the transient nature of power and fortune. His unimaginable wealth may have ultimately sowed the seeds of his empire's decline. The legendary Hajj that announced Mali's riches to the world also made it a target. The sheer scale of his gold reserves attracted the covetous eyes of rival kingdoms and foreign powers. Furthermore, managing such a vast and wealthy empire proved to be a monumental task. After Mansa Musa's death around 1337, his successors struggled to maintain the unity and stability he had established. His sons lacked his vision and administrative skill. The empire began to suffer from internal strife and civil disputes, weakening it from within. External pressures mounted as well. Neighboring groups, like the Mossi, began to raid Malian territory. The great cities that Musa had nurtured, including Timbuktu, were eventually captured by Tuareg invaders. The discovery of new gold sources in other parts of the world, combined with the opening of new sea trade routes by European explorers, slowly began to bypass the traditional trans-Saharan routes that had been the bedrock of Mali's economy. The empire that had once controlled half the world's gold supply slowly fractured and faded. By the 16th century, the great Malian Empire had been eclipsed by its successor, the Songhai Empire. The story of Mansa Musa serves as a powerful reminder of a forgotten chapter in world history. It challenges the conventional, Eurocentric narratives of wealth and power, revealing the incredible heights achieved by African civilizations. His legacy is not just one of infinite riches, but of faith, ambition, and a vision to build a center of knowledge in the heart of Africa. He was a king who commanded the world's attention, not through conquest, but through an act of pilgrimage and unparalleled generosity. Mansa Musa proved that he was not just the richest man of his time, but a figure whose influence shaped economies, cultures, and the very course of history. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the past. What part of Mansa Musa's story did you find most astounding? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Facts Repo for more incredible true stories.